Hey, Jeff.
Hey, Ross. Have you met Carol Ortenberg yet?
How are you? Afternoon.
So we have, first of all, I just want to say we're in the middle of the BevNet Tabletop Expo. And it is just a hopping wall of noise.
It's bursting with ideas.
Yes. They're bubbling over. We've got idea overflow here. And actually, I just want to introduce Ross Colbert as one of the people who really got this whole goddamn chemical reaction started.
I don't know about that. I guess I think I can safely say I've probably been to every BevNet Live.
Well,
Maybe,
at least the ones we can prize.
I might have missed
admission.
one.
Yeah, no, we shared an office.
Yes,
for a while.
We did. Back in the day, Jeff.
Absolutely, and
Harvard Square, Cambridge.
Hey, and Richard Hall is walking around here right now,
That's
which
right.
is really closing the circle.
The ghosts of days gone
past.
by, right?
You know, and it's wonderful actually. But beyond that, you were the original financial advisor to Honest Tea.
Yeah, I saw Seth yesterday, and we had a couple of good laughs over the good old days.
Yeah.
And I love Seth. He's, I think, one of the great examples of all the clients I've had to work with over the years. Some great families, some great entrepreneurs, but Seth stands out as kind of the real deal in my mind of a beverage entrepreneur who talks the talk but actually walks the walk.
Yeah.
And it's great to see him so successful.
And he's really sort of a seminal inspiration
Absolutely.
for so many of these brands. And that's why I say, you know, you were there at the moment.
Yeah, I think about Seth and I contrast that. Years ago when I first got started, I wrote the first offering memorandum on the sale of Snapple for Lenny, Jaime, and Arnie,
Yeah.
who were polar opposites of Seth Goldman in the same business,
Yep.
the iced tea business, but coming at it from a completely different angle.
But also revolutionary.
Yes, in their own right, they were as disruptive, perhaps even more disruptive to the beverage category with Snapple than Honest Tea has been. Different timing, of course, different market, but I think folks in this room would still look at Jaime, Arnie, and Lenny as true entrepreneurs who were so far ahead of their time.
And if you were to walk around it, if you were to walk around the room, you would see some of the sort of shining lights of the original Snapple distribution network and Snapple sales network continuing to support many of these brands.
Absolutely. I mean, it helped create the RTD category, and it established some best practices with distribution agreements, with how to use brand activation in field marketing. Because back then Snapple had a pretty limited budget. So a lot of what I've heard from the speaker on High Brew, you know, a lot of that was sort of put in practice by companies like Snapple and Sobe.
And Micropoli came out of Mystic, which was a Snapple competitor.
Exactly.
And in the same kind of what they called new age beverages at the time. Isn't that fascinating?
It's amazing.
So I guess that means I'm getting old, Jeff.
Oh, baby, are you ever.
Young at heart.
Yeah, although now you've been globe-trotting.
Right, I've been globalized. 6 years ago, I joined a big global bank, Rabobank, which is a very unique institution. Banks don't get a lot of high praise these days, but I have to say, I think Rabo is a very different bank with a very unique culture, very focused on feeding the 9 billion people on the planet by 2050. So food and agribusiness is really part of our DNA. And I lead the beverage sector within the bank. So it's a fantastic opportunity to see the breadth of the global beverage landscape and be able to help finance it and help steer our clients in the right direction.
And the bank just launched a food and ag fund, correct?
That's right. We're a unique jewel of a bank in that we have private equity relationships. We've spun out our private equity funds to be independent. That happened a couple of years ago. We have a venture fund that was spun out. Now we have an accelerator called Terra, which is headquartered in San Francisco, which is a food accelerator. And we've got a newly launched food and agri-finance venture fund. So we've got lots of pockets to offer support to our clients from, which is nice.
So what I'm wondering is, you're abroad all the time, and we
Yes.
have a painfully domestic focus within BevNet. So where are the crossover trends coming from?
Yeah. I get to visit Asia, Latin America, Europe, and what's remarkable is you see a lot of the ideas, a lot of the energy and new product development that comes out of North America and here in this ecosystem eventually finds its way around the world. I mean, I've just come back from Japan and China, in the Philippines, and I saw cold brew in each of those markets, and not just here and there, but virtually every high-end coffee shop in Asia today is offering some format of cold brew.
That's amazingly cyclical, though, because we think about the Asian cold coffee market for a long time was way ahead of what we were doing here.
Yes, particularly in Japan.
Yep, and then we're now exporting our style.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think there you see traditional tea cultures, India, Southeast Asia, China, Korea, South Korea, Japan, adopting coffee as their go-to product for young people today. Part of it's the socialization that
Yep.
coffee shop culture delivers.
And the growth of a sort of middle class that can enjoy it.
Exactly, and I see it as frequently an alternative to bars,
Yep.
where young people who don't, for whatever reason, drink alcohol, they're adopting coffee shops as sort of their go-to meeting place to hang out and see friends and socialize.
Well, you know, those kids will do anything to catch a buzz, Ross.
That's a universal experience, Jeff, as we know.
It's what ties us all together.
But I've also,
Don't look at me.
You also see cold-pressed juices. You see, craft beer. All of this, I think, can be credited with being sort of incubated and created in the U.S. And, it's migrating to other markets.
What do you think is going to come over to the U.S. market next?
Well, clearly plant-based beverages, coconut water, aloe, teas. These have all had long, been very much a part of the refreshment beverage landscape in Southeast Asia or Latin America, and they've found their way here. And I think what's interesting is just that cross-currency and conversion of here in North America and developed countries of Europe and North America, we Asian-style beverages appeal to us, and conversely, when you go to Asia, you see more and more Western-style beverages migrating in. So,
do you see hot coming this way in terms of temperature state?
I see. I think I haven't really thought about so much as hot beverages versus cold.
Certainly, spice is migrating.
Yes, yeah, I think
ginger, turmeric.
Definitely more punchier flavors, stronger flavors. You're starting to see kombucha pop up in Japan. You start to see it in the Philippines. So these are, it's early days, but I think it's surprising just to see how quickly these trends can migrate.
Well, you fund them and we'll send them, my friend.
We'd love that. That sounds like a perfect relationship, Jeff.
All right. Well, listen, Ross, I think our time is up, and
Okay.
it's so great to spend time with you.
Thank you. Thank you
Even
for
under
having me.
these circumstances.
Hey, this is where the action is. I'm happy to be here. Thanks for letting me
There's
join you.
always action between the hedges.
That's right.
I think you're going to steal these hedges, Jeff. Your desk is going to
I
be
could
in between
use some
two
hedges.
What's on the other side?
Yeah.
Don't ask.
Don't ask.
The abyss.
Thanks. Great seeing you.
Great to see you, my friend.
Nice to